Hello everyone, Kevin Stevenson here with GetMeTheGeek.com, and today we're going to talk about Nextcloud and TrueNAS Scale. Yes, this will be my first time installing Nextcloud on the TrueNAS Scale built on Linux. It's still in a release candidate mode at this point in time of this video. However, we're going to test drive Nextcloud and see how easy it is to install in the app section. Let's get started. All right, here we go. I am logged into my TrueNAS Scale release candidate 2 here. First things first, let's just go ahead and just Control plus this to make this nice and big for everybody to see. There we go. So under the apps, we're going to go down here and it's going to default bring you to the installed apps. We're actually going to go over here to the available apps, and it takes a second for this to get this. It's kind of annoying how slow that is, but whatever. So we're just going to type in next, and you will see that I have 2 here. So first off, the official one is the one that you will see if you haven't installed the TrueChart version. So I have both those, the base catalog and the TrueCharts catalog installed. Well, that's hard to say. Okay, so if you'll notice, that's why you see 2 here. Now, the version numbers are different. It looks like the TrueChart is a newer version than the official one. We're going to start out with the official one. We're going to go ahead and bang that out, install it, and see what happens here. So, first of all, when you go to your applications, you use this filter, and boom. So if you click on this right here, you will get information about Nextcloud and the status of healthy on, all the statuses, information. So it's 1.3.12 is the version info here on this. If we go over this one, it's going to give you something similar. But as you can see, they're pushing out a lot of different updates here. Now, I don't know how fast, I don't see dates on these, but that's interesting to see. Okay, but we're going to do the official one. You click install, and remember, so the difference between this TrueNAS Scale and TrueNAS Core is TrueNAS Scale is built off of Linux, and TrueNAS Core is FreeBSD based. So the FreeBSD based one uses IOCage FreeBSD jails. This one with the Scale, the Linux version, is going to use a Docker container. So that's how it's going to work. So if we go over here to my Docker images, you will see that there should be some in here. Oh, I gotta get rid of this filter. So Docker images, you will see I have some in here. I did a hello test, my Shinobi. If you didn't see my Shinobi video, go back, check that out if you're interested in closed circuit TV surveillance for your home, for your business. It's pretty cool. All right, so we're gonna go down here to this Nextcloud install and click install. Now, first things first, Nextcloud, and we're going to just call this official. Just call anyway. So in here you can choose the versions, and you got this next, and this is very similar to doing the things that you've seen earlier with adding IP with creating a Docker. How we did for the Shinobi. So now there is a host information. Now I don't know if we can change this, but we're just going to kind of follow through this the normal. Here's an admin. Here's a change me password. Here's with the data, and here's the port. So one thing I will say about the port is you'll notice that's 9001. And so when you go to your Nextcloud instance, instead of going to port 80 like normal or 443 like normal, it's going to be set up on 9001. And Docker on here requires you to have port levels of 9000 or greater. So it's kind of a problem if you want to just host a service and everything and you can't have the standard ports of it. But we'll deal with that in the future, probably just with a proxy or something. So we're just going to hit next again on this. We're going to keep all the defaults and just see how this thing rolls out. Okay, storage. enable host path for volume. So I don't know if I can just hit next. If I just hit next, I think it's going to put it in the Docker container. If I hit check this box, I think it will give me a path to choose in the ZFS pool. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and I'm going to hit next. Okay, let's do that. Scaling upgrade policy. Kill existing pods before creating new ones, or create new pods and then kill old ones. So this is just how it works. And so underneath this, it's using like Kubernetes type stuff. So that's the reason why you're seeing the term pods and everything. So if you're not familiar with that, and I'm marginally familiar with that, it's kind of new. And so, but like I said, we're working on this. We're just going to hit the defaults, DNS entries, or we're not going to leave anything here. We're going to just leave it, like I said, defaults. Boom. And then what you do is you get a summary of everything going on. And then we hit save. Ooh. Okay. So see this error right here? It does not match pattern. So see how it wants a chart release name on here. So it doesn't like this. They need to work on the documentation here. They need to explain, like, a little bit more what that means. I just needed to put a number on the end of it. I get that they have that regex there, but they need to kind of explain what that means. Just by just throwing that regex up there doesn't really tell us anything. It sounds like it needed to have a number, a name, some characters, and a number. So I don't know. So here it is. It's downloading it, creating this thing, and in theory, in a couple seconds, this guy should be up and running. Right, here we go. Finally, she's up to date. And now we hit this web portal. Ah, there we go. So I'm also going to kind of blame that slowness on this machine. So what is our username? So you get our old one, it gave you all this information. On how to log in and everything, and I'm not seeing that on this one. Admin. So that's what I have. There we go. I think it probably was just still working its way through the installation. And the beautiful part about this is there are some things missing from Nextcloud in the free BSD version that you should get with this version, because it's going to have the hub, which is going to have your document editing stuff. So it should technically be a better experience, because a more featureful, I should say. Okay. Here it is. Here it is. And of course, all this good stuff. And start using Nextcloud. That is your Nextcloud install. It's a little bumpy. Like I said, it's running on the support. So what you're really going to want to do, is have a proxy in front of this, like HA proxy or Nginx proxy manager or something like that, in order to wrap this as an SSL cert, so that's secure, because you don't want to do this over HTTP. On the downside is, because of all the port restrictions, you can't just make a Docker image that is going to be Nginx proxy manager, because it won't be able to do port 80 and port 443 and 81, which Nginx proxy manager will need too. So in order to do that, you're going to have to go back to the VM side and create a VM with Docker, and that's kind of defeats the purpose almost. So that's all we have to say. Like I said, this is young, very, very young, not even fully released yet, but it's coming along, and you can install Nextcloud and start playing with it. So if you found value out of this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.